Y'all might get mad at me for saying this, but I'm gonna say it anyways. Yeah, I'm gonna say it anyways. But who really waiting 6 weeks to do it after having a baby? Like, I really don't believe that y'all be sitting up here waiting 6 weeks. And if you waiting 6 weeks, how do you do it? Like, how you waiting 6 weeks? I feel like the main ones that gonna be trying to argue in the comments and all that, talking about ill and all that, are the main ones who didn't wait 6 weeks. I decided to go to the ER, because I'm thinking something might be wrong because, I just had a baby a month ago. So I'm thinking something might be wrong. So I'm sitting there. Yeah, I went in there. They ran tests and all that. They asked me, they was like, do you think you're pregnant? I'm like, no, I'm not pregnant or whatever. I'm not pregnant.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amolmi, aka Petite Diva, and in this video we are discussing how soon a woman who just gave birth can get pregnant again. Now this video is inspired by a viral video of a woman who is 3 weeks pregnant, just 4 weeks after giving birth to her first child.
Y'all, guess what? I've been crying all day. So I've been having cramps and stuff. So I decided to go to the ER, because I'm thinking something might be wrong because, I just had a baby a month ago. So I'm thinking something might be wrong. So I'm sitting there. Yeah, I went in there. They ran tests and all that. They asked me, they was like, do you think you're pregnant? I'm like, no, I'm not pregnant or whatever. I'm not pregnant. Even though I didn't wait my 6 weeks, y'all. I'm embarrassed. Y'all don't judge me. I didn't wait my 6 weeks. But how about that doctor is going to come in there and say, I'm pregnant again. Like, he really said I'm pregnant again. So I was in shock. I was like, I can't be pregnant again. Please take a test again. My baby only a month old. Y'all, I'm 3 weeks. I forgot how many days it said. I'm 3 weeks and some days pregnant. I'm so embarrassed, but hey, and I cried. Did what I had to do. There's nothing I can do about it. I mean, I can get rid of it, but I don't see that happening. But I just had to tell y'all first. I had to tell everybody. Go ahead and tell everybody, because everybody gonna be asking me. And I'm embarrassed because this is my first child. And I'm already pregnant again. So she about to be a big sister, which is embarrassing.
Now, quite a lot of people saw that video. That video has over 6.5 million views, and people had a lot to say about the video and the situation.
What kind of preposterous punan do y'all be having? I don't want to judge, but I'm just saying that y'all who do not wait 6 weeks postpartum actually scare me. Not much scares me in this earth. Y'all scare me because you have no fear. You, ma'am, are scared of nothing. Your fearlessness puts fear into me. I just seen this mom talking about how she's holding her 1-month-old baby and she's saying how she's 3 weeks pregnant. And I'm sorry, but when y'all be sharing, y'all don't overshare enough for me, because I'm not the smartest person, but I'm trying to wrap my head around how you just had a baby. You went home and within 1 week, you were ovulated and getting to it. And now you have a 1-month-old and you're 3 weeks pregnant. I kind of feel like that was satire. How is that even possible? Were you not bleeding? Were you not sore? Like, after 1 week postpartum, I was still sore. I was walking around. I was feeling good. But to be, no. Just thinking about it, I didn't even put my car into park because I'm so perplexed by this situation. Y'all be brave.
This girl who is 3 weeks pregnant with a 4-week-old baby concerns me. The story is not funny. It is downright concerning. Putting it short, sweet, and simple, fornicating a week or less after giving birth does not give consensual to me. At all. And I get it. She's parading around claiming that she wanted it and he didn't. But I can't help but feel like that is a protective measure she's doing to avoid having to sit with the fact that what happened to her was not okay. Because while I understand that women's hormones are raging pre and post pregnancy, that would be up to the partner to then step in and say, I don't feel comfortable doing this with you when you just had a baby. Fornicating that shortly after birth is a health risk. This is not just a matter of preference. This is about her livelihood and her safety and her health. Not to mention whether you had surgery or did it naturally. That area, it's a lot going on down there. And nothing about this gave consideration and mindfulness of her body and what was best for her body in that moment. Now, waiting the full 6 weeks is a whole different topic, but to be 3 weeks pregnant with a month old does not give consensual. It just does not. Then we have nurses in the comments talking about how they work in labor and delivery and they be hearing knocking of boots 24 to 48 hours post-delivery. I'm scared. There is no way that 24 to 48 hours after having a alien baby rip you apart, you're the main one and the aggressor and wanting to do the thing that got you in the situation to begin with. I'm not buying it and it ain't for sale. I can't. These men are taking advantage of women in very vulnerable situations and you cannot convince me otherwise. Period, point blank.
I'm confused as to how her coochie was not falling off the bone when she was sent in that hospital right after she gave birth, and now she's pregnant again. Again, mind you, her baby is 4 weeks old and she is 3 weeks pregnant. Like, was the D that fire where you couldn't wait 6 weeks? And even if she was the one that initiated it, I feel like her husband should have known well enough to say no, to care more about her body and her safety, because the risk of infection is so high in that area shortly after giving birth. And granted, every woman's body and libido is different, but the general consensus seems to be that even 6 weeks is too soon to be indulgent in the penetration because your body is busy recovering physically and mentally from bringing new life into this world. Some women don't feel like themselves until several months after the fact, even longer than that, especially since they're adjusting to motherhood and having to deal with raising a new little person that screams, cries, and poops all the time. And she is about to get a double dose of motherhood, because it's one thing to have 2 under 2, but 2 under 1 with them Irish twins? Lord bless her.
That girl who was pregnant while holding her 4-week-old baby, y'all ain't waste no time, did you? You ain't wasting no time at all. I'm listening and I'm trying not to judge because I ain't have a baby before. So I can't imagine what the healing process is or how long it takes for it to heal up. But I do come from an old school grandma. My grandma was pretty adamant about waiting them 6 weeks. Because if you ain't wait them 6 weeks, you was gonna get a walking pneumonia, according to my grandma. And then get on here and tell us that she is embarrassed. Listen, I don't think embarrassed is the right word to fit this situation. I think the better word to use is perplexed. Because we are all perplexed on how and where this even happened. And if you say that hospital bed, girl, this is what happened when the grandmas be the babies. Because if you had a grandma like I had a grandma, this would never happen. Listen, they used to put the fear in God in you if you didn't wait them 6 weeks. You couldn't even think about going outside until them 6 weeks was up.
Okay, so I know y'all seen that video of that girl talking about she just had her baby and the baby's 4 weeks old. She done went to the doctor and now she's 3.5 weeks pregnant. What are you doing with yourself? You still have a pad on a weekend. You barely waited a week. Ma'am, a week? I have birthed 6 children, all naturally. My husband ain't coming nowhere near me. This man has opted to wait an extra 2 weeks after the checkup to make sure things is all okay and strap up at the same time. So what type of men are you dealing with that don't even respect you enough to let your body even fully heal? You just pushed out a whole human. And even if you had the baby with a C-section, but you still got goddamn staples in your stomach. So what are you doing? The staples don't come out for at least 2 to 3 weeks. Like, y'all need to do better. Hell no. No.
A lot of y'all are confused about how can you be 3.5 weeks pregnant and your baby's only 4 weeks old. I don't know what y'all confused about. That means that she was hunching about a few days after she done gave birth to that baby. And she said don't judge her. She said don't judge her because y'all know some of you and one of your other siblings is only about exactly 1 year apart. So y'all do the math, okay? That means your mama probably was hunching too, right after she had your brother or your sister. Now, this girl said that she was not going to get rid of her baby, and that's her choice. Like, I'm pro-choice. Do you. I ain't taking care of the baby, and it ain't my body. I'm just confused as to when they let you go home without getting on birth control. Like, I had my kid about 11 years ago, okay? So that was long enough ago. And I remember before you left that hospital, no, your mama told you, hey, before you leave this hospital, can y'all send her home with some birth control? Like, make sure that she get on something, because you more fertile than ever after you had that first baby.
And to the girl that said she pregnant, she always postpartum. Is you pregnant for real, or like, do your body think you pregnant? Because I remember a doctor saying that to me, like, your hormones could think you pregnant after having a baby, but you won't be. But like, if you really is pregnant, like, I just got a question, like, if you're 3.5 weeks pregnant, 4 weeks postpartum, that means like, did you have, 3 days after the baby was born? Because, matter of fact, that don't even add up, because that don't even add up, because the baby's 4 weeks, you're 3.5 weeks. It takes damn near 2 weeks to conceive, and then 2 weeks for a test to come back positive. So you really about 4 weeks. So with the math thing, that means you had the day the baby was born.
Math is not mathing on this woman who is supposedly 3+ days pregnant when she's only 4 weeks postpartum. There are a couple of things that are not jiving with the story for me. She's claiming that they did the deed at the hospital, that she wasn't bleeding. I don't know, maybe. I also haven't had like a vaginal birth. I'm a 2-time C-section mom, but even with a C-section I was bleeding. I can only imagine vaginal birth, you would bleed even more for a while. But first, if you're 3.5 weeks pregnant, that doesn't mean that you conceived 3.5 weeks ago. It means you conceived probably like a 1.5 weeks ago. You would have been like 2-ish weeks postpartum when you conceived the baby. If you're doing the deed in the hospital, I guess you're probably doing it in those weeks. Okay, 2 weeks postpartum. I looked it up. The earliest documented case we have of ovulation occurring is at 3 weeks postpartum. So that would mean that like, it wouldn't be possible. And she's nursing. We know that delays ovulation a lot of the time. I mean, not always, but it just, I don't know. The math is not mathing for me. You're telling me that you're like 1 in a million likelihood of ovulating 2 weeks after you gave birth while you're nursing. I know Irish twins are a thing, but it seems like there's too many variables here that this doesn't make sense. Like, and like, she said she went to the doctor to get it confirmed. So if she was 3 weeks pregnant, then again, she would have only conceived like a week ago. That's barely even showing up on a pregnancy test, let alone seeing something on like an ultrasound. And like, wouldn't you still have like, you probably have HCG still in your system from being pregnant at that point. Like, I want to wait to see the ultrasound photo before I believe this story, and I'm skeptical.
Don't be embarrassed, because, people have done way wilder things. However, there's a whole bunch of questions that I have. For one, how did that current baby come into the world? Did you push her? If you pushed that baby out of that canal, how 1 week later you already getting it in so much that you pregnant? If you didn't push the baby and you had to have the baby by C-section, well, you're not in a whole bunch of pain, baby. It's women that can't even walk out the hospital good 1 week later. And you busting it down. Girl, postpartum is real. You must have had one of the easiest, smoothest labor and delivery stories known to man to be pregnant 1 week later, honey. And where's that man at? He need to get over here too. Because, sir, you couldn't wait. You had to just get up in there 1 week later, huh? Baby, go ahead and make it a series. Go ahead and make it a series, because we got questions. We want to follow you all the way through. From your 4-week-old baby and this 3-week pregnancy all the way through till you have the next one. Please. I'm that nosy, and I got to see.
I think it's abuse to be 3 weeks pregnant with a 4-week-old. There's actual abuse, because I believe you got to wait until 6 weeks. And I'm pretty sure, doesn't it hurt? Like, I don't know. I feel like, God forbid, if I gave birth, the last thing that I want to do is be with a man right now. Like, just let me recover. Like, Yeah, it's definitely abuse. There's definitely some type of abuse going on. Because what?
Now, apparently, the lady was seeing some of the videos that people were doing in response to her situation, and she put up a video saying that she's seeing all the videos and that she's the one that desired to have relations with her husband almost immediately after she gave birth. And she also talked about the fact that she and her husband are able to take care of their kids.
I see y'all talking junk in a video. Clearly, y'all care too much about other people's life. And y'all act like y'all gonna have to take care of my kids. Are y'all gonna have to take care of my kids? No. Is it y'all body? No. So why do y'all care so much? And I seeing some people saying, oh, you need a new man, he couldn't wait. Baby, I was the one who couldn't wait, first of all. So your point is, as y'all talking about another welfare check, all kind of, y'all saying all kind of stuff. Baby, my man is in the military. I don't need none of y'all people to take care of me and my kids. I'm gonna do what I want to do and don't care about what y'all think. So y'all can keep talking in them comments, because guess what, I'm reading and laughing at y'all. Because guess what, y'all can say all this stuff, y'all can say, try to give me as much advice as y'all want, but guess what, I don't care.
Now, while I was getting more information about this situation, I came across some comments in one of our videos, and apparently it seemed like this whole situation might be false.
Okay, so y'all know this girl who said that she is pregnant at 4 weeks postpartum. So this sounded a little weird to me, so I decided to do a little deep dive and I found some information. So this lady right here is her mom, and she is an influencer or a content creator, and she did a super viral video earlier this year that said she found out her middle school daughter is pregnant. This video got like 28 million views. Turns out this middle school daughter is the girl who is now 3 weeks pregnant, who is not in middle school but is 21 and married, which leads me to believe that she is not telling the truth and this is just a family that likes to do these little pranks to go viral. We gotta stop believing everything we see on the internet.
I saw another video where she talked about the fact that she got pregnant at 13-year-old. She made a video, it went viral, her mother saw it, and her mother was also doing her own video and sharing it on TikTok.
So y'all know I posted that video about me being 13 and pregnant by my boyfriend or whatever. I didn't mean for it to go viral. I've been posting little videos on TikTok, but I didn't mean for it to go viral. But now people messaging my mama. She didn't know I was pregnant. I didn't tell her I was pregnant. But people messaging my mama. She done told me when I was going to school this morning, unzip my jacket and all that. So I unzipped my jacket and she saw that I was pregnant. So now why the first thing she do is get on TikTok telling everybody.
Now in that video she was saying she's 13, and I recall actually watching a video of a mother saying that a middle school child is pregnant, and it seems like that woman is the mother of this lady. Now it has been said that allegedly she is 21, she's married, she's an adult, so she's not 13. So I don't understand the concept of the video that the mother and she did earlier on. Now, in the comment section and in some of the videos that were discussing the situation, some people were saying that it is impossible for someone who just gave birth to get pregnant within 6 weeks or so. And I have a video where we discussed how some men want relations with their partner almost immediately after they've given birth. And that video was inspired by a tweet I saw on X. And that tweet was from a woman who was livid that her doctor was counseling her on birth control and giving her the birth control options that she can have access to almost immediately after she gave birth. Now, that video inspired me to talk about how some healthcare workers, nurses, doctors have seen some couples having relations in the delivery room, in the labor room, almost immediately after the woman has given birth, and how sometimes when some women come for the 6-week checkup, they are already pregnant. And that video, I will leave a link to it in the description box. Please check it out. In that video, we talked about how some men have no regard for their partner's health, and in that video there's so many comments of people talking about situations that they've heard and even seen like that. So please check it out, because my thoughts about the men that do that and the women that accept to have relations with their husbands or their partner almost immediately after delivery is well stated there and is still valid for me as of now. Now, also in that video, I referred to another video where we discussed postpartum care. In that video where we discussed postpartum care, I talked about the postpartum care traditions in Nigeria. I also talked about the postpartum care program in South Korea that is largely funded and supported by the government. And we also discussed the various traditions in other countries. People left a lot of comments talking about the postpartum care tradition in their country and the lack of postpartum care tradition in some countries. So I will also leave the link to that video in the description box so that you can check it. Now, why I'm talking about postpartum care in relation to this topic is because in some countries the woman doesn't do anything for 6 weeks, and the man is not allowed to go near her to say he wants to do anything, because in some countries, like I referred to South Korea has like a postpartum care program where from the hospital, the woman is going to a postpartum care facility for like 2 weeks to 4 weeks to be taken care of. So there is no way man will be able to have relations with the woman, because they will put their foot down that she's not supposed to do anything. Now, some people who don't go to the facilities have like a postpartum care nanny coming to the house, and it's highly subsidized by the government. And in the nanny is very, Asian women, they are very strict with following the traditions. So the men might not have that option to try what they want to try. Now, in some countries, they don't have that postpartum care facility, but they have traditions. Like in Nigeria, we have what is named Omugo by the southeast part of Nigeria, and the mother or mother-in-law will come for the first 3 months after the woman has given birth, and our job is to literally take care of the wife, take care of the mother, and also take care of the child. So with the woman being there, she is going to be very strict with following the necessary care for the new mother. So there is less chances of a man trying to have relation with the mother, that's the mother of the new mother there, or the mother-in-law of the new mother there, because they would put their foot down and say that that this woman has to heal and everything. Now, in some other countries, like I believe UK, they have like midwives or nurses that come and check up on the new mother frequently. And I saw somewhere where when they come, they stylishly ask the new mother, if her husband or her partner is maltreating her or trying to be funny. And if the woman says, hey, this is what is going on, immediately things are done to separate the new mother and the child from her partner. So please check out those 2 videos that I mentioned, because in those videos I talk extensively about postpartum care, and I also share my thoughts on men who have no regard for their partner's mental and physical health immediately after they give birth, and they are all about the relations that they could not do in the 9 months that the woman was pregnant with their child. And I saw some people saying that it's not possible for a woman to be pregnant almost immediately after giving birth. And I want to say that it's actually possible. There's so many doctors and nurses who have said they've seen people come in with their baby for their 6 weeks appointment and they are pregnant, 4 weeks pregnant. I even saw a lady actually confess that by the time she went for a 6 weeks appointment, she was already 4 weeks pregnant. So she got pregnant 2 weeks after she gave birth to the baby. So it's actually possible for women to get pregnant almost immediately after they gave birth.
Okay, most postpartum individuals will ovulate about 6 weeks after giving birth. However, it is possible for some individuals to ovulate around 3 to 4 weeks after giving birth, especially if they're not breast or chest feeding. So it is possible to get pregnant that soon after giving birth. As far as waiting to have intercourse, we tell individuals to wait about 6 weeks after giving birth to have intercourse for a few reasons. Number one, if you've had a cesarean delivery, you want to give your body a chance to fully heal from that major abdominal surgery. And number two, for a vaginal delivery, if you've had any perineal or vaginal lacerations, you want to give those a time to heal. And also you want to give the uterus and the cervix time to go back down to their preconception size and for that cervix to close to decrease the risk of infection.
But doctors advise that they should not have any relations within the 6 weeks. Even 6 weeks, in my own opinion, is too small. But at least 6 weeks after giving birth so that their body can heal and also so that their mental health can be stabilized after going through a huge physiological event such as giving birth. Anyway, I would love to hear what you think about this situation. Even though this situation might not be as it is presented, it might be clickbait, it might be a lie, it might just be a stunt to get views and get attention on our page. But I would love to hear what you think about women who are getting pregnant almost immediately after they gave birth. Do you think that the women actually wanted to get pregnant? Do you think the women actually wanted to have relations almost immediately after they gave birth? Or do you think that they were forced, either mentally manipulated or physically forced to have relations with their partner almost immediately after giving birth? Now, I would love to hear your thoughts about the topic. So please leave your comment in the comment section so that we can get this discussion popping. Now, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are not yet subscribed and you like videos such as this, please consider subscribing by clicking on the red button that says subscribe, and don't forget to click on the bell notification icon by the side so that you're notified anytime I upload videos. Now, with all that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.